Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Purple Shirt Ninja. I'm going to be continuing for you the story today of Steve Jenkins. Now, when last we left off, Steve Jenkins, a not too particularly tall but rather thin man, with the skin kind of the color of liquid glue, opened his door at a knock to see a man who had previously given him instructions on how to get roughly home-ish. The man kind of smiles and asks to be let in. Just a repayment of hospitality, basically, is what he asks for. Now, the man is frankly very suspicious looking. The man wears a bowler hat, sunglasses, a scarf, a black jacket, black pants, brown shoes, and black socks. He also wears gloves on his hands. Basically, you're lucky if you see any scrap of flesh on this man, aside from the area kind of around here, which looks to be not really tan, but also not pale, unlike Steve Jenkins, who, despite working in the sun quite often, has pasty skin. So, the man sits down at Steve's table, and Steve is just like, "How did you find me?" And the guy's just kind of drinking one of Steve's beers. Steve handed him a beer because Steve was just like, "Yeah, celebrating an art deal. I'm gonna drink to that." And then the other guy's like, "Sure, I'll drink to that too." So the guy sips his beer, and he's like, "Well, you're not too hard to find, Steve. How do you know my name?" Steve asks the man in a suspicious tone of voice. The man just looks at Steve and says, "I know very many things. For instance, I happen to know the art dealer with whom you just signed a deal. Let me tell you, he's gonna rip you off. He's offering me several $1,000s for like 3 drawings, Steve says. Then the man takes another sip of the beer, says, "He's not gonna pay you. Never does." "How do you know that?" Steve asks. He's in a questioning mood, apparently. The man looks at him and says, "There's a reason I don't let people see my face. Now, I prefer to be left in peace for the evening. I'll make myself a humble abode, if you will, in your living room. I'm assuming you sleep in the bedroom." Steve shrugs it off and goes to bed after watching a bit of television. When Steve awakens the next morning, he comes down and the dude is actually still there. Something he really wasn't expecting. So Steve looks at the guy on his couch and he's like, "Huh, you're still here?" And the guy's like, "Yep." He actually still has the beer. It doesn't look like he's gone very far through it. He takes another sip of the beer. The guy says, "Yeah, you gonna listen to my advice, or are you gonna go ahead and sign the deal? The man you're about to sign the deal with should be here in half an hour. I won't be here. I'll be gone by then." Steve says, "As much as you helped me, and as much as I owe you for that, I can't really trust your word on this. The dealer I looked up, they're reputable. They don't just rip people off. It's not in their reputation." The man says, "Well, don't say I didn't warn you." Walks out the door. And that's where we're leaving the story of Steve Jenkins Part 2 thank you for watching.